A slow dance always began the same way. Someone reached for a hand, the room seemed to quiet down, and for the next 3 minutes, nothing else mattered. If you were there in 1967, chances are there's at least one song from that year that still lives somewhere deep inside your memory. Not because it topped the charts, but because it became part of your life. Maybe it was playing through the speaker of a small transistor radio on a warm summer evening. Maybe it floated out of the family record player while everyone gathered in the living room after dinner. There's something special about the music of 1967. It was a year when soul music carried more than beautiful melodies. Others slowly faded from everyday radio, even though they deserve to be remembered just as much. Yet every once in a while, one of these songs finds its way back into our lives, and suddenly we're standing in the same place we were decades ago, remembering people we've never really forgotten. Today's countdown is a celebration of 6 remarkable songs from 1967 that still have the power to stop us in our tracks. Some were major hits, while others quietly slipped into history despite leaving a lasting impression on everyone who heard them. If one of these songs once played during an important chapter of your life, stay with me until the very end. There's a good chance your favorite memory is still waiting somewhere on this list. If these kinds of musical journeys feel like coming home, you'll probably enjoy the stories we uncover here. Every week there are plenty more forgotten gems waiting to be rediscovered together. Let's gently turn the clock back. 6. Soul Man, Sam and Dave, 1967. Some songs don't ask for your attention, they command it from the very first note. The unmistakable horn blast that opens Soul Man announced something powerful before a single word was sung. Then came Sam Moore and Dave Prater with enough energy to light up every radio speaker in America. Released in the fall of 1967, the song quickly became one of the defining records of the Stax Records sound. Written by the legendary team of Isaac Hayes and David Porter, it blended Southern soul with irresistible rhythm, creating a record that audiences couldn't sit still through. But beneath the excitement was a deeper meaning. During the civil rights movement, the phrase "soul man" represented strength, resilience, and pride. Hayes later explained that the inspiration came after seeing buildings marked with the word "soul" during periods of unrest, identifying black-owned businesses that were to be protected. Although Soul Man has never completely disappeared, it often gets overshadowed by other soul classics whenever people talk about the greatest songs of the decade. That's a shame, because few records capture the confidence and excitement of 1967 quite like this one. But even today, its energy feels untouched by time. You can hear pieces of its influence in generations of soul, R&B, blues, and rock artists who followed. Some songs entertain, others leave a fingerprint on music history. Soul Man managed to do both. As we continue our journey through 1967, the next song carries a completely different kind of emotion. Where this record celebrated confidence, the next one reminds us how vulnerable love can make even the strongest heart. 5. Sweet Soul Music, Arthur Conley, 1967. Long before playlists and streaming services, there were songs that seemed to unite an entire neighborhood. You could hear them drifting from open windows on Saturday afternoons, pouring out of diners, skating rinks, corner cafes, and cars waiting at red lights. One record that seemed to belong everywhere in 1967 was Sweet Soul Music. Arthur Conley didn't need a complicated message to win people over. He simply celebrated the music and the artists who had already become heroes to millions of listeners. Produced by Otis Redding, the song arrived with unstoppable momentum. The horns burst through with confidence, the rhythm section refused to slow down, and Conley's voice carried the kind of excitement that couldn't be faked. There wasn't a hint of hesitation. Yet despite its popularity during its release, it doesn't always receive the same recognition today as many of its contemporaries from 1967. That's surprising because the record captured something few songs ever managed to preserve. Joy, not manufactured excitement, not polished perfection, just pure joy pouring through every note. When oldie stations bring it back today, listeners often find themselves smiling before they even realize why. The rhythm awakens memories of simpler weekends, neighborhood dances, family gatherings, and a time when music naturally brought people together. It reminds us that great soul music didn't always have to tell a heartbreaking story. Sometimes its greatest gift was making ordinary moments feel extraordinary. Which song instantly takes you back to your teenage years? I'd love to hear the one record that can still stop you in your tracks whenever it comes on. Share it in the comments. You might remind someone else of a forgotten favorite. 4. Your Precious Love, Marvin Gaye and Tammi Terrell, 1967. Few moments in music are as magical as hearing two voices that seem destined to find each other. The instant Marvin Gaye and Tammi Terrell began singing Your Precious Love, it felt less like a duet and more like a real conversation between two people completely devoted to one another. Written by the legendary Nicholas Ashford and Valerie Simpson, it wasn't built on flashy production or dramatic vocal runs. Instead, it relied on sincerity. One moment he was expressing his gratitude, and the next she answered with equal tenderness. Together, they created something that felt wonderfully real. For countless couples, this became their song. Decades later, many people still remember exactly who they were dancing with the first time they heard it. When you listen to Your Precious Love now, you're not just hearing two gifted singers. You're hearing trust. You're hearing friendship. You're hearing two artists who lifted each other to remarkable heights every time they stepped into the studio. And now, perhaps that's why the song continues to resonate nearly 60 years later. Love songs come and go, but very few capture devotion with such effortless grace. Even listeners who weren't alive in 1967 often describe feeling something timeless the first time they hear it. That's the mark of a true classic. If this countdown has brought back a smile or reminded you of someone special, consider sharing it with a friend or family member who grew up with these songs. There's something wonderful about remembering great music together. We've reached the halfway point, but the memories are only getting stronger. The next record comes from a singer whose voice could express heartbreak better than almost anyone of her generation. It's a song that didn't need soaring vocals or dramatic arrangements to leave a lasting impression. Sometimes, the quietest performances are the ones that stay with us the longest. 3. I Never Loved a Man, The Way I Love You, Aretha Franklin, 1967. You're no good, heartbreaker. Before the chorus ever arrived, you already knew you were listening to something extraordinary. Aretha Franklin didn't simply sing I Never Loved a Man, The Way I Love You. She lived every word. There was a quiet ache in her voice that felt impossible to fake, as though she had invited the listener into one of the most personal moments of her life. Released early in 1967, the record became a turning point not just for Aretha, but for soul music itself. After years of searching for the right sound, she found her home at Atlantic Records. The result was a recording that finally allowed her remarkable voice to soar without restraint. From the opening piano chords, everything felt intimate. There were no unnecessary distractions, no oversized orchestration trying to steal the spotlight. Listeners immediately connected with the honesty of the song. Almost everyone has experienced loving someone more deeply than words can fully explain. Some relationships flourish, while others leave behind unanswered questions and lingering emotions. I let you do these things to me, and I'm stuck like glue, but I ain't Aretha captured that feeling with remarkable grace, making every listener believe she understood exactly what was in their own heart. The recording sessions themselves became part of music history. A disagreement during the original session brought the work to an abrupt halt, and the team returned to finish the song later. Yet if you listen closely, you'd never guess there had been any interruption. A new queen had arrived. When Aretha reached the final notes, she wasn't just ending a song, she was leaving a piece of herself behind for every listener who needed it.
If you understand what I'm saying, let me see your hand.
I'd love to know if there was a song that helped you through a difficult season of your life. Tell us its title in the comments. Your memory might introduce someone else to a song they've never heard before. Only 2 songs remain. The next one comes from a voice so unforgettable that a single line could fill an entire room with emotion. 2. Ain't No Mountain High Enough, Marvin Gaye and Tammi Terrell, 1967. The first few notes arrive with such confidence that you can almost feel a smile forming before either singer says a word. When Marvin Gaye and Tammi Terrell came together on Ain't No Mountain High Enough, they didn't just record another duet, they created one of the most uplifting songs of the entire decade. Released in 1967, it marked the beginning of one of Motown's most beloved musical partnerships. Written by the legendary songwriting team of Nicholas Ashford and Valerie Simpson, the song carried a simple promise: no distance, no obstacle, and no hardship could stand in the way of true devotion. That message struck a chord with listeners everywhere. It wasn't long before the song became a favorite at dances, weddings, family reunions, and community celebrations. It reminds us of loyalty, friendship, family, and the people who stood beside us when life became difficult. That's why each new generation continues to discover it. A great song never grows old, it simply finds new hearts to live in. Today, the record is often celebrated as one of Motown's defining achievements, yet hearing it in the context of 1967 makes it even more remarkable. It arrived during a year overflowing with unforgettable music and still managed to shine brighter than almost everything around it. Only one song remains on our countdown, and fittingly, it belongs to a voice that could stop time itself. This final record wasn't just a hit, it became a symbol of hope, resilience, and the extraordinary power of soul music during one of America's most unforgettable years. If this journey has brought back memories worth holding on to, passing this video along to someone who grew up with these songs is one of the best ways to keep that music and those moments alive. 1. Your Love Keeps Lifting Me, Higher and Higher, Jackie Wilson, 1967. Some songs don't simply play, they lift the entire room. From the very first burst of horns, Your Love Keeps Lifting Me, Higher and Higher, feels like sunlight breaking through the clouds. Jackie Wilson's voice carries an excitement that's impossible to resist, and within seconds, it's easy to understand why this became one of the defining soul records of 1967. Released in the late summer of that unforgettable year, the song arrived at a time when people needed optimism. Yet this recording captured everything people loved about him in one unforgettable performance. The arrangement was simple but brilliant, the rhythm section kept the song moving with unstoppable energy. It continues to appear in films, television shows, sporting events, weddings, and celebrations around the world. Every new generation discovers it and responds the same way audiences did back in 1967 with smiles, dancing, and the irresistible urge to sing along. But beyond its popularity lies something even more meaningful. For many people who lived through that era, this song isn't just a record, it's the sound of youth. It's the memory of someone reaching for your hand on the dance floor. It's the laughter of friends gathered around a record player. It's the feeling that life was opening new doors with every passing season. That's what makes the music of 1967 so remarkable. These songs weren't created to chase trends or dominate social media. They were written to connect with real people, and decades later, they still do exactly that, whether it was Sam and Dave filling the room with confidence, Arthur Conley celebrating the joy of soul music, Marvin Gaye and Tammi Terrell reminding us of the beauty of true partnership, Aretha Franklin pouring every ounce of emotion into a performance, or Jackie Wilson sending our spirit soaring. Each song became part of someone's story. Perhaps that's why they refuse to fade away. Records can collect dust, charts can be forgotten, years can quietly pass, and sometimes, that's the greatest gift music can give.
I need nobody else.
If these timeless songs feel like old friends you never want to lose, we'd love to have you back for the next journey through soul and R&B history. There are countless forgotten classics still waiting for us to rediscover them together. Until next time, keep the music playing. Because some memories sound even sweeter every time the needle finds the groove.